Welcome to Gradg Talk CHU, the official podcast organized by the Glow Media team of Chang'an University. In today's podcast, we will be receiving some graduate students to share some practical tips and share some of their memorable moments spent during their studies. Here we receive our first guest of the day. Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much.
So what's your name?
My name is Sukriti Chitrakar. I'm from Nepal.
So which major are you?
My major is International Trade and Economics.
Thank you very much. So we have some questions here for you in order to maybe enhance or spur the interest of the students or other people looking at us. So first of all, can you tell us, how does it feel like to finally graduate after all these years?
Yeah, I would say I feel relieved, firstly, and I say I'm hopeful, I'm thrilled, and I'm excited to pursue my journey in my academics, in my future career, and I know I couldn't have done it just by myself. So I'm really grateful to our teachers, our friends and family who supported me to come this far. So I'm grateful.
But there's something, we know the journey is usually not very smooth. So what was the most challenging part of your academic journey? Is there something that was very challenging?
One of the biggest challenge I faced in my academic journey as an undergraduate student, I would say, was writing the thesis.
Yeah.
Because it was challenging. It really tested my analytical skills and my time management skills.
Yeah.
But I would say I was able to do it with the help of my teachers, my friends who really helped me through the process, and they also helped me as per the instructions. You know, I was able to do it. Our colleagues, we were also able to coordinate together, collaborate, have that teamwork, you know, to share that knowledge. So we were able to come this far, leading us to this day of the wonderful graduate that I am today.
Wow. So one thing I get is that teamwork is important as a graduate student.
Indeed.
Teamwork is very important. So, Sukriti, what will you miss the most about your time spent at Chang'an University? Is there an experience that you remember for life?
Yes, actually I'll be pursuing my master's here in Chang'an University, but the one thing I'll really miss is the experience of being a student here at Chang'an University. I'll miss my teachers, the memories I made with my friends, and a lot of it, because Chang'an has been a really special university for me.
Wow.
And I'll miss.
Will you recommend it to any of your friends?
Yes, indeed. I would say Chang'an is the university that each and everyone as you have to be in.
So the last question, what is the thing you discovered about yourself during the studies that you also keep for life?
Yes, one thing I would say is when I was growing up, I was more of an introverted, a shy person. But when I came to Chang'an, it really pushed me to get out of my shell, to get out of my comfort zone and try new things, explore. And that's when I learned I really love interacting with people, getting to know different culture, background. And that's also when I learned that I really love hosting and I love volunteering. So that's something Chang'an taught me, I would say.
Wow. So if I've learned something from Sukriti's experience is teamwork, socializing, as she said, that Chang'an University gave her the opportunity to open up and even come out of her shell. So see you guys with the next candidate. Well, we are with the second guest of the day, Naim. Though I know him well, but will you mind introducing yourself for the sake of those who are seeing you for the first time? What's your name, please?
Yes, my name is Ghulam Naim. I am from Bangladesh.
What was your major or at Chang'an University?
My major is International Economics and Trade, undergraduate student.
Okay, welcome to this podcast. And first of all, I would like to ask, what does it feel like to finally graduate after all these years and all this time spent here at Chang'an University?
First of all, I'm so excited I completed my graduation at Chang'an University. This is very good for their their togetherness and their like talking and friendly they're talking, and also my advisor and others kind of teacher so friendly.
So what was the most challenging part of your academic journey? Is that something that really hit you hard during your studies here?
Yes, exactly. My academic journey, when I started in Chang'an University, that time COVID-19. So I faced many kinds of restriction, like I did my 3 semester in online. So this is my main challenge that time. Then when I came back to China, then I understand how to study in China properly. But before I didn't understand. Now, okay.
So now that you are on the edge of leaving Chang'an University, is there something that you missed about the time spent here at Chang'an University? Is there an event, an occasion, or something?
Yeah, exactly. I miss Chang'an University's most of the like Chang'an University gave me most important my habit, like I play the guitar, so I miss it. I contributed many kinds of event. They gave me opportunity to represent my playing guitar, and also I miss my all kinds of friend, my classmate, my teacher. They're so good person in my life.
So if I understand from your responses, Chang'an University is not just maybe focused on academics, but it's also an open ground to showcase your talents, the guitars. I've seen you hosting a couple of events with your band, and really kudos about that.
Yeah.
So, and finally, the last question. What is one thing you discovered about yourself during your studies here that you will take for life, or maybe you want to share with anybody?
My most important is like last year, this is my memory. Last year, November, I got an opportunity to represent my my talent, extraordinary, playing guitar, and China Merchandise Group. They invited me. So this is my first one achievement, and second, I got Talent Excellence Student Award and Talent Award for I play guitar. So that's why they gave me Talent Star Award. So this is my most memorable part in Chang'an University, and also my academic journey, my study, my all kinds of teacher. They helped me for my study, my grow, my score, my result, my everything.
Okay, we are currently in Xi'an, and you mentioned something about the Sea Blue training program.
Exactly.
Was it in Xi'an or in another city?
It's another city, Shenzhen city.
Wow. So one thing I'm taking from Naheem is that Chang'an University is also an open ground where you can visit different cities, and you can be rewarded according to the word input. So we are taking the next guest. Thank you. Welcome once again. I'm with the third guest of the day, Mr. Julius. And do you mind introducing yourself for the sake of those seeing you for the first time?
Definitely. I go by the names of Julius Katende, and my Chinese name is actually Dalong. I've been in China for a couple of years, about 8 years. I did my bachelor's here, I did my master's here, and for the past 3 years, Chang'an has been my home. I've liked everything, and I've been studying the course of business management, and I'm going to be graduating this year. Thank you.
Wow, you've spent a lot of time or a lot of years here at Chang'an. So how does it feel like to finally graduate after all this time spent here?
I would say, it's a lot of emotions actually, because, when you're graduating, like a lot of people, like the person who's actually graduating, you're a little bit sad because you're going to be missing your friends, and you're also happy because you're graduating.
Yeah.
And there is pressure from your parents, from the family, from your friends, from the teachers. But, at the end of it all, like the person who is actually experiencing it, like when you sit back and relax, it's actually nice. It's a good feeling, right? It's a feeling you get to feel like once in a lifetime. So, I would encourage anyone who's going for it, it's actually a good accomplishment to go for.
Wow. Thank you very much. So what was the most challenging part of your academics? We know a journey is never smooth. There are always some up and down. So what was the most challenging part of all?
I have a couple of them, but I remember there was a time when I was doing my research. I think for about 3 months, I would open my laptop and look at my laptop for like that maybe 2 hours without doing anything. I'm like, I'm stuck. I'm like, where do I get that data? How do I do my research? You know, Chang'an is a big school, so you have to do everything in a systematic way. You cannot just write, you know, like random, you know, like you have to make your research. So I would spend like about 3 months, and I feel like even right now I have friends who are going through the same stage whereby you're stuck, you're like, oh, where do I get that data? How do I start my research? You know, and I remember I had to attend a few seminars, like, you know, academic writing seminars, to actually, you know how to actually go about writing a paper. You know, that experience was a little bit tough, but when I look back right now, I'm actually grateful. Like, it was a good experience, and I would encourage anyone to actually go for it.
So no matter the place where we are stuck or the area where we are stuck, there's always a way out, if I can get to.
Definitely, but, you know, it actually takes a lot, right? I remember, you know, my supervisor, my Laoshis, my teachers, you know, my friends, you know, like it took a group of people to actually, you know, to get where I am right now, right? So basically, most people don't really, they only see the person in front. They don't get to see everything that goes on in the background. Even, you know, people like, you know, our class advisors who have to understand, like, you know, the emotions we go through, you know, during our academics, right? So it's actually a lot in it, and it's really, really good. It's really, really nice. I would encourage anyone to go for it.
So after all what you've listed, your teachers, your peers and everything, all the journey, what will you miss the most about your time spent here?
A lot, really a lot, you know. I think first I would miss my friends, and I would also miss all these different activities. I think Chang'an, I've been in a different university before, but Chang'an is one university that has, like, every week there's an activity going on. Like, it's a lot of activities, and I happen to have participated in one. There was a business competition. As you can see, I love business, right? So when I got a chance to actually participate in, it was a business competition in Shanghai, and it was super, super interesting. Like, it brought out my characters, and I was like, this is where I belong, you know. And even the people I was with, like, it was good, like everything was good about it. I'm like, I knew in that very moment that I'm gonna miss this very moment here. Like, even right now, I still miss that moment. Yeah.
So you just mentioned something about weekly activities, but how do you manage as a student to balance between the weekly activities and, you know, it can be distractful sometimes. How do you manage to balance academics and activities?
I think, particularly I would say Chang'an focuses on building someone like an all-round person, right? So they put in an environment whereby you have to focus on your academics by yourself, but then they'll keep bringing these activities for you. And, you know, like, it's a good opportunity for you to take part in, right? So realize when you graduate and you go out there to face the world is not going to be waiting for you, you know? It's not going to be like, oh, this person maybe is having a hard day today. No, there'll be something new every day, right? And you have to go ahead and face it. And I realized Chang'an gave me that opportunity, right? Like, there are opportunities for you to actually, you know, like, focus on your academics, and there are also opportunities for you to, you know, go and engage in activities. And I think this is actually good for our, you know, our brains as well. When you go and take part in, I remember I took part in basketball tournaments. When you're playing basketball games, like, your mind is actually free, right? So when you sit on your laptop again to do your research, like, you're actually doing it from a new perspective. It's really, really beautiful, right? It's really good.
Wow, that's such an amazing experience. So lastly, what is one thing you discovered about yourself during these studies that you would take for life, or maybe you want to share with anybody listening to us there?
I think one of the things I discovered was, you know, teamwork. I remember in our final days, you know, we had moments whereby, you know, the school is like, you need to do this, you need to do this, and like, it's a lot of things you have to do, right? But when you have a lot of people that you team up with, it actually becomes easier, right? So, you know, most times people find these things easy, like, oh, teamwork, everyone knows teamwork, right? But when you're actually taking part in this, you get to understand the value of it. That's one thing I realized. Chang'an actually encourages us to actually work in groups, and I realized, it's one thing that helped me actually grow and become a better human being. Yeah.
Wow. So if I understand what you've said, there is always a gap between the theory and the practical. And Chang'an is that playground that kind of joins both of them, both the theoretical and the practical part together. So thank you very much for coming today, Mr. Julius, and I wish you the best for your studies. And if I may ask the last question, what next after this?
I think, you know, it would be, right now we're still planning everything, and that's a question everyone actually normally asks.
Yeah.
Right now, if you ask anyone who's graduating, I think they've had this question like a couple of times, and I would say, like, some people already have plans, but on top of those plans, you still have to make other plans. Remember, there's actually a force behind you, right? There's a family, there are your teachers. We need to make them proud, you know, like, so whatever you're trying, like, right now, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about all the people that have been the reason why I'm here. My family, my teachers, my friends. I'm like, I cannot disappoint them. So everything is at work right now. My brain, like I'm super, super focused. And I would say, yeah, let's hope for the best. As for now, I'm excited to be graduating.
So thank you very much.
Yeah.
So we will be receiving the next and the fourth guest of the day. Thank you, Mr. Julius, and have a good journey.
And thank you.
So guys, I'm receiving the fourth guest of the day. I'm with Miss Misper. So do you mind introducing yourself for the sake of those seeing you for the first time?
Okay, thank you. My name is Miss Pafida and I'm from Pakistan.
How do you feel after graduating?
After graduating from Chang'an University feels both rewarding and emotional. It's a bit of sadness as the meaningful chapter closes, but I'm also happy that I graduated on time and completed my PhD studies at Chang'an University.
Wow, I know PhD is not always a smooth journey.
Yeah.
Right, so have you been able to publish some papers so far?
Yeah, during my PhD, I published more than 20 SCI papers as a first author and co-authors. So
Wow, you published more than 20.
yeah, SCI papers.
So what was the secret, or is there a secret you can share with others how you managed to go so far?
Secret is actually the teamwork, the supervisor support. So my supervisor supports me a lot during my research publications. I collaborate with my team members. So it's basically depends on the teamwork and your supervisor support and the comfortable university environment, the facilities which university provides you. So it's all depends on the university, your supervisor, your team members. So I'm thankful to all of them.
Wow, so after publishing more than 20 papers, what was the most challenging part of your academic journey?
Actually, the most challenging part was maintaining consistency, especially during the research setbacks and the personal doubts. Maintaining, stay motivated and the balancing academic pressure was not always easy. So I think it's the most difficult part which I feel during my PhD.
Wow. Wow, that's inspiring. So what will you miss the most about your time spent at Chang'an University?
What I will miss most about my time at Chang'an University was the supportive academic environment, the friendships I built, and the part of and the sense of belongings that comes from being the part of vibrant international community. So, yes.
And finally, is there something you discovered about yourself during these studies that you want to share with those looking at us today?
What I discovered about myself is the resilience, because PhD is not easy, but I learned how I could adopt in tough times, how I can push forward and staying motivated on my goals. So I think it's the most important thing during PhD is to stay motivated, because PhD has a lot of pressures to do field works, to do conferences, to publish more papers. So resilience is very important. So yeah.
Wow. And let me just add another question quickly about the publications you mentioned, group work and everything. Apart from group work, is there another thing, special thing maybe that can be helpful to publish that much paper or to remain effective throughout your academic studies?
Except
apart from the teamwork, you said you managed to publish with the help of your teachers, teamwork and everything. So do you have another advice maybe that helped you to remain resilient in your journey?
I think it's your hard work and the time which you give, the more time which you give on your research, and your hard work matters a lot. So I think it's also the most important thing. So the facilities which university provides, so it all matters. So I think the hard work, the sportive team and sportive supervisor, so it's these things are very important for publishing more papers.
That's very inspiring. So if I can learn, or if I have learned something from Miss Mispa today, is also the need to make good use of the group work, the teamwork, and coming to Chang'an University is also a place where you can publish a dozens or even more papers. So see you with the next guest. So I'm with Rifat, the feed guest of the day. Do you mind presenting yourself for those seeing you for the first time?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Rifajan Labani. I'm from Bangladesh and I've done my MBA from Chang'an University. My major is business administration and I've done my research on tourism management.
The first question, how does it feel like to finally graduate?
To be very honest, it's emotional at the same time. At the same time, I'm amazed because finally I'm graduating. 3 years is a long time, but it also like went so fast. Plus, coming from a country and studying abroad, it was both challenging and also, I felt very proud now and by gratitude to my supervisors that I'm finally graduating. So yeah, it felt amazing.
Wow. Yeah. I know sometimes there are up and downs in the academic life or study. What was the most challenging part of your studies?
To be very honest, as I said, I've always lived my life in my home country. So I've come here abroad for studying. So it was challenging for emotionally and academically for me to, come here, learning new language, learning new culture. And also academic-wise, being a good researcher, I have to learn a lot of tools. I have to learn a lot of pathways for my research. So yeah, I think that was the most challenging part.
But at the end of the day, you managed to overcome it.
Yes. Thanks to my supervisor and my batchmates. They have really taken me under their wings, and yeah, I've done.
So what will you miss the most about your time spent here at Chang'an University?
I enrolled in Chang'an University at 2022, right after COVID. Yeah. So, there was less community, but with the time, the community grew. So I'm going to really miss the strong community here. And I'm really going to miss the overall, campus view because I'm a very nature person. So I've been like in the 4 of the campus among the 5. So I like to go to campus and views and, every corner tells a different story, I guess. Yeah. So I'm really going to miss my friends and the campus.
And the last question, is there something that you discovered about yourself here during your studies that you want to share with anybody listening to you here?
I've realized in these 3 years of MBA, I actually am more capable or I've gained the more confidence than I really thought I was, back 3 years back. Mm-hmm. So, adapting to new culture, I'm more open to diversity now. There are a lot of friends I've made. So I think studying in abroad or especially studying in Chang'an really helped me on that. And I'm really happy on that. I can channelize my own challenges. I can, navigate those. So I've that learned in my MBA journey. So I'm very grateful for that. Thanks to Chang'an and my other mates.
Wow, such an amazing experience. So from Rifat, language can be an obstacle but never a barrier to learning or studying. So see you guys with the last guest. Hello guys, I'm with Esther. Do you mind introducing yourself for the sake of those seeing you for the first time?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for this great opportunity. My name is Esther Chota. I'm from Zambia. I've just graduated with a master's degree in business administration, specializing in logistics and supply chain management. Yeah.
So Esther, how does it feel to be a graduate student?
Well, it feels like a big milestone and a stepping stone at the same time. Yeah, I'm so happy and also grateful what I've achieved so far, but also I'm excited because I'll be continuing here my journey at Chang'an University as a PhD student. So it may seem as a closing chapter, but it's the beginning of a more challenging and a more rewarding one, I guess. Yeah.
Wow, you'll be continuing here.
Yes.
So why Chang'an and not other?
Well, why Chang'an? I've been here for 3 years, and you know, it has become a home for me. Yeah, so I don't want to leave home. I want
Yeah.
I want to stay home. Yeah. I want to stay home and just grow academically and also personally. Yeah.
Wow. And something I know is that a journey is never smooth from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So what was the most challenging part of your journey so far?
Yeah, the most challenging part of my academic journey was staying motivated during difficult times. You know, there were times having challenges in managing multiple deadlines, and also dealing with, you know, unexpected setbacks in my research work, which made me sometimes to doubt myself. However, I learned to push through, to ask for help where when needed, and also just to keep going even when things felt overwhelming. Yeah.
And is there something you will miss the most about Chang'an University?
Luckily, I'm not saying goodbye yet, since I'm still here continuing for my PhD.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're still home.
Yeah, I'm still home. Yeah.
So, and finally, what's that one thing you discovered about yourself during your studies that you want to share or maybe inspire somebody listening to us today?
All right. One thing I discovered about myself was I'm more resilient than I thought. Yeah. And this just made me to know that I can adapt, grow, and also overcome challenges. And also I've come to learn to trust in myself more and believe in my ability that I can handle whatever comes next.
Wow. So I know Esther to be somebody that reads a lot. So is there an advice you can give to somebody to build the reading ability?
Well, I believe that knowledge is power, and without knowledge, you cannot grow. So one thing that helps me to read more is having a desire on something, and I want to grow. So I have to discover which area of my life do I want to grow. So I put more effort in studying on that part, and this really helps me to read more. And I guess I can see a transformation in myself.
So thank you all for joining us on this first podcast. We hope we have been inspired by different stories and different experiences. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. See you all.